Hi, I'm Vivian Forevermore. Hi everybody!
Hi everybody!
I'm Vivian Forevermore!
Work More is a collaborative project that Micah Sigourney, Vivian Forevermore curates bi-yearly.
Hi. 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 Hi.
Work More is a project that started a few years ago that focuses its main goal on collaboration between artists who usually work in a solo context, and it also pushes folks to collaborate in a way that not only shares their techniques when it comes to creation, but also their traditions and their styles when it comes to how they start making. For example, like drag queens sharing different traditions of makeup or stories of histories that they have. So it's a way of building community through positioning people together.
It's an opportunity to take traditional drag and take it out of the club and onto a bigger stage and into a bigger venue. And it's also sort of a project that revolves around pushing the boundaries of traditional drag in terms of, you know, whether it's pairing queens who are very aesthetically different together or people who don't necessarily perform. If you give them the reins to direct a number, each Work More has its own spin, but they all kind of have this collaborative feel to them, which is really kind of interesting.
There's been a lot of San Francisco drag queens in this project in the past. And this particular iteration of the project focuses on bringing together 11 drag queens and solo performers. Not everyone's a drag queen. There's also a few performers who make art in the dance world or the performance art world of San Francisco, and bring us all together to do group numbers for one whole hour.
Drag tends to be a very personal art, and queens tend to be their own, makeup artist, director, costumer, and here we're really making it a team effort. And I think that's really special, and that's what's different.
For me, this is a way of really codifying the work I've been doing in the drag world as significant to the art world and the art community of San Francisco.
Drag tends to be like nightclub, and I tend to be like theater or street or public. So this is an interesting interaction between those two things.
I want to create a piece with a cast that feels like an ensemble and bring them together to tour, actually, and bring San Francisco drag and performance art to a larger audience that's outside of our normal context, and really just show the world what we are making here, and also build community by touring and being like, this is what we have, what do you have? Let's all talk and hang out and celebrate together.
There's such creativity in the drag community here.
It's this ever-changing, ever-refreshing, constant dialogue of creative people.
I don't think that there is a quote-unquote San Francisco drag. I think San Francisco drag is whatever you want it to be.
San Francisco drag is specific in its artistic rigor.
Performances I see in San Francisco have a depth and an intelligence about them, and a point of view that's beyond just like lip-syncing into a song and looking beautiful. Like
face, lips.
So there are so many different scenes. There really isn't a way to peg drag here.
I've seen the drag scene change quite a bit. In the 90s, it was more of Queer Nation, and it was more of gender fuck, and it was more about a political statement, as opposed to now where it's more of like a freedom. The movement now is really quite exciting to me, to see all the new kids and younger people actually getting into drag and doing it for the sake of doing drag and doing it for the sake of art.
It's incredible. It's unlike any other city's drag that I've ever seen.
I think that San Francisco drag should tour because I think that the world needs to see it. I think that there's so much diversity within our cast, and I think that we will be bringing that whole idea of San Francisco not really having one specific way of doing drag.
I think the cross-pollination would be amazing.
In San Francisco, drag is pretty much everywhere.
What I like most about drag is that art is, to me, about communication, communicating a feeling, communicating an experience, or just relating to people. You relate really immediately.
I do drag because I've had some incredibly compelling personal experiences performing it and also viewing it.
When I first started, I was much heavier, and it was about body image. Everybody was very thin and very conscious of being, a waif or whatever that vision is, and I was the exact opposite of that, and I used it as more of a weapon. And now drag and real life are very blurred. There's no real difference for me from drag to real world, because they're both the same, and it's just a different translation of the same being.
Drag gets so so fluid at this point anyway. It's sort of like what defines drag, like crossing gender barriers or just simply dressing up. Like there's plenty of reasons to dress up. So I don't know, on that level I guess it's all drag. It has been said, that it's all drag.
You're naked and all the rest is drag.
Yep, and well, sometimes I'm naked, so does that mean it's not drag at those moments? Like,
there's a good part of uncomfortability about it, and I like that. I think that when people are uncomfortable, they have to look at why they are. And I think drag can do that now in a different way. People are pushed to the envelope a lot of times on what they believe and what they think and what they see and what they think is right.
We are, working together as a drag family, I guess, and putting something special on.
That's what draws me to San Francisco and keeps me here, really, is the fact that we are making together. And that's kind of a root cause of this project, is we are making together.
I think that it can really appeal to lots of different people, I mean, there's going to be people who really want to see traditional drag, and I think we have some of that, an element of that. And there's going to be people who really want to see people pulling something out of their asses, and I don't know if we're going to have that, but we'll have something that appeals to everybody.
I think I'm going to try to get naked for this show, actually.
I think there's going to be live singing.
And we're all just kind of throwing it in and seeing what's going to happen, which is pretty exciting to me.
I'm just really excited to keep working more.
I'm ready to work more.